Hey everyone, welcome back. This is the last of the build videos for this series, and I'd like to say it's been great being able to share all of this with you, and I hope that you've enjoyed watching it at least a little bit as much as I've enjoyed making them. But anyway, today we need to install all the last fiddly bits, like the seat, the straps, the bungees, and oh yeah, the skeg system. So that's what we're going to do here, and by the end of this video this thing's going to be ready to get baptized. So here we go with the seat. Now the thing I sit on when I'm paddling, I like to be very comfortable, so it's just a big squishy piece of foam. But for the seat back, I just basically take a strip of the leftover plywood and slice it into pieces, and I just wrap it around a radius. Here I'm using a, what is that, like a wash bin, I guess? I'm not sure what that's called, a big gigantic bucket. But the radius of that bucket is about the right size to fit my back, so that's what I use. And then I line up the strips together and I wrap them around that bucket and glue them together, and then you know, it's going to get epoxy and fiberglass and all that stuff. But that's basically how it goes, and then I just cut out the shape of that seat and I slap on a piece of adhesive foam to back it. But really nothing special going on there. But it does come out looking pretty nice, I gotta say. Alright, now here I'm working out the, these are just the little pieces of strap that I use to connect the bungees to the kayak. I take a 4-inch piece of the strap and I just wrap it around itself and melt a hole into it for a screw. But that creates a loop that then the bungee can go through, and I don't remember how many I had to make, but it's just a very repetitive process of cutting and folding and melting and cutting and folding and melting and cutting and folding and melting. Nothing too terribly interesting here, but it is important not to breathe those fumes. Don't do anything you see me doing. Just watch me do it. It's okay.
I can honestly say that this is the best varnish job I've ever done. Let's drill some holes in it.
After I get all those pieces made, I then go and drill a bunch of holes in my perfect varnish job. But you can't make a boat if you're not willing to drill holes in it, so we proceed.
See, that leaves behind a protective epoxy donut, so that when I put the screws in, there's no exposed wood.
And before I can add the straps for the hatch covers, I'm going to go ahead and get the foam gasket in to help the hatches stay watertight. It's just a piece of foam tape with its own adhesive, and it works pretty well. I don't know if it's completely watertight, but let's just call it water resistant. Once all the fittings for the bungees are in place, I kind of do the same thing for the straps that are going to hold the hatches down. The hatch covers? The hatches? What is that? It's the hatch cover. Anyway. All this cutting and folding and melting and cutting and folding and melting is really kind of tedious. You got to do it for the bungees, you got to do it for the hatches, you got to do it for the seat back and the hip braces where the seat is going to be strapped and connected to. So there's just lots and lots of this. It's tedious, but being able to look at your beautiful shiny boat while you're doing it is sort of a consolation prize. And here we are getting the seat back with the big puffy foam seat in place, and I'm kind of figuring out a way to keep the seat back in position. so it doesn't just flop all over the place. But it comes out looking pretty good. Next, I string the shock cord through those straps in the same pattern I've been using since 2008 when I built my first boat. I am a creature of habit, and if there's one thing we creatures like, it is habits. But anyway, the knot that I'm using is called the double fisherman's knot, and as many times as I've done it, I still have to go back and look at how to do it each time. This is, however, the first time I'm installing carrying handles for the kayaks. I guess I realized when I threw my back out last time that I probably need to stop just trying to sling these things up onto my shoulder.
These are the foot braces I'm going with this time. They're a little cheaper than I'm used to, but I've seen other people use them, and I guess they do the job. So we'll see how they do, and if I don't like them, I'll switch them out. I don't know. Whatever. Alright, that's it. The whole boat is done. I got the foot braces in, I got the seat installed, I got the straps and the bungees in, I got the carrying handles. There is nothing else to do on this boat. It is completely finished. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. Alright, now the first thing I need to do is open it up and get access to the skeg box so that I can attach some tubing that the cable's gonna, travel through. So that's the first order of business. Well, that was too easy. Let's do it again with metal. This time we will string it in through the back of the skeg control slot. And it should, in theory, come out the bottom of the skeg box. Now, I'm going to take this. Remember this thing? That's my skeg. It goes like that. So I'm going to insert this cable into, wait a minute, into this hole, like that. And then I'm going to set screw into the other hole and crunch down on the cable, and that's going to attach this to that cable, which will then put it up into the box. When you put your set screw into that hole, make sure you do it with the Allen wrench side accessible, because if it goes in the other way with no hole for the Allen wrench, you may never get that out. You won't ever be able to control the boat because you won't have a skeg. Okay, now let's go ahead and hang that. Now I guess I'll pull that cable back through and it'll bring the box and the skeg box. It'll bring the skeg back up, oh my gosh, into the box. Okay, it seems to be sliding okay. So what I need to do is cut this cable, but it's very important that when I cut it, I don't cut it and have it accidentally disappear into that tube where I'll never find it because I can't really push it. But anyway, right now, that's all the way up. That's all the way down, and I'm going to give it about another inch or so, and that's where I'll cut it. And then this is the tube that the knob is going to ride on. So first the tube has to go inside and into that tube, and then this cable has to go into this tube all the way through and past this hole, where then this, prior to us going all the way through with it, will go onto this tube and sit here, and then the set screw goes through and crunches the cable. Yeah, I don't know, I'm kind of confused too, so we'll see. But first, we got to cut that cable. Now, this tube is going to go in here. Yeah, there, right there. Oh yeah, we got it. Okay, and you know what I forgot? Hamburgers. I forgot this. Darn it. So it doesn't matter that we got it because we got to undo that. Completely. Dang it. Let's get this knob on here. Like that. And then get you. Maybe I can pull this cable and put it in there myself. No, you can't pull the cable. Hold on, I'm holding you in my mouth. Man, this is tough. What are you laughing at? Oh. Okay. Just gotta find that hole. Do you see a hole? I don't see a hole. Great. So, there it is. Okay. Right now we can get this pretty close. It's now on the thing. Okay. I guess what I'm going to do is position this guy and go ahead and get the set screw in there, and then I can keep the set screw a little bit loose, adjust it, crank it down, and I should have it in place. So I'll crank it down onto the cable, like so. Okay. When I slide it, it should go up. Works. And so, nice and tight. Seems to be functional. I think we can call that done. Cool. This boat's finished. Let's stare at it. Well, there you go. The boat is done, and I gotta say, it's been fun. I learned a few things on this one. It was the first time using that stain, and I think there's definitely a few things I would do differently, but
those are all just notes for the next build. So if you enjoyed watching me do this, please consider subscribing, because there's plenty more to come. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Later.